Hello everyone, I welcome you all to this video of basic Excel functions where we'll be learning all these basic functions like view options, formatting, subtotal, hyperlink and filter options, password protection, and finally we'll be learning how exactly we can save Excel into a PDF file. Okay. So whenever you open a file like this, you'll be first seeing something like this where it shows enable editing. This is because whenever we open any of the Excel sheet, we have a lot of financial data, something which can be manipulated easily by just a click like this. So here, that's the reason it is by default disabled, that no one can edit it unless and until you click on enable editing. You can just view everything here at first. So all the tabs are here. These are also not enabled at first. So first you have to do is that you have to click on enable editing. Cool. Now everything got started. So I have a couple of tabs. You can see various sheets added for various functions that I'll be explaining today. We'll be starting with the view option here. Before that, I'll be just giving you a short brief about all these tabs in the Excel and what they does. Home tab, it's the main tab where all the basic functional fonts, alignment, number, everything is here. This is a custom tab that I added. Then in insert option, all these graphs, all these shapes, icons, pictures, pivot table, all will be here. Page layout, this is how exactly you'll be printing, how exactly the margin will be there. These grid lines, you can see all these by default grid lines here. Sometimes you need to you don't need these grid lines, so you just need to click here, view, and bam, it's gone. And for the printing also, if you need these grid lines, you have to click on this. So while printing, it will be all these grid lines will be coming. So headings you can turn off and on. Then we have page breaks, background you can change. We have multiple color themes. Then comes formula, which is most important part, because in Excel we go ahead and apply to various mathematical functions. So this is a really important tab. And next is the data tab. Here if you are importing data from any other thing, then it's required, but we won't be using it much here. This is the review tab, where the most important thing will be the spelling, and if you want to see some comments or something, add comments to different things for a better explanation, you can do that. And also the protect sheet option is really important. If you are having some financial data, you need to protect your sheet or workbook. I'll be explaining this as well. Coming to view, in view you have page layout, that is something important, and these headings were already there. Formula bar you can hide here, grid lines as well. This is not much important unless you are moving into the coding side of Excel. And this is a pivot table. This is also not required. We'll be not focusing on that in the basic lecture. So let's get started then. At first I'll be explaining about the view option. So view is really important because let's say you are using Excel to demonstrate something. Let's say I have taken some example here. I have just taken some random example, like let's say the people who have brought certain cars. Let's say I brought Tesla at a price of 40 lakhs and the profit is 3 lakhs and the stock left to be sold are 40. Okay, so this is my view. I just wrote it for me and I need to present this to various people. Let's say my manager, my client, or even I have this data for myself as well. Okay. So what happens is that in this view option, you can show whatever you want to show. Simple thing. Okay. So let me show you. Yeah. So in the view option, we'll be having it. Yeah, custom views. Okay. I'll be deleting, let's say, whatever I was having. Okay. Yeah, so let's say this is all the data that I have and I need this, let's say, for my use or something. Okay. So I need each and every details of it, like how much stocks I need to sell, how many profit I'm getting from pricing and stuff. So I need this. Okay, so I'll make this view a default view named as myself. So I'll just click on custom view in the view tab. That you can find custom views. Then you have to click on add here. Let's say I'll keep it myself only. Okay. Yeah. Now let's say I'm going to the manager, and my manager is really strict one, of course, like all other managers. So he doesn't want to see how many stock is left. So what I'll do is that I'll just hide this column. Simple. Right click on this thing and then click on hide. That's it. So now my manager wants to see how much profit I'm getting, what's the price of it, who brought it, everything is there. Okay. Also I don't want to show this stuff. I'll just hide it down. Okay, now it looks good. Okay, now I'll click on custom views, click on add. Now I'll see manager, let's say. Okay, so this is a manager tab. Now let's say I want to go to any client for pitching the idea of buying this or something. So there definitely I won't be sharing the profit model here to him. Okay, so rather than just deleting every time while going to the client, what I can do is that I can just make the Excel learn once and it will follow. Okay, so let's say I'll be hiding this. Okay, so my client will just need to know the, let's say okay, my client doesn't know this as well, right? So I'll hide this as well. So my client needs only the car model and the price, and this I'll put as a custom view. Let's say I'll add another one, let's say my client. Okay, that's it. So now let's say I'm going to a manager. I'll just click on manager and click on show. Manager can see this. When I'm coming back to home, I need to see all the things that I've done, and myself show everything I can see. Again, if I'm visiting any of the client, I can just show this much. So it's damn easy, right? So that's what the basic function of view. Next, coming to the formatting option. This is the formatting option. This is a very basic thing. You can just have to try it out various things just to look how better you can represent your data. So it doesn't look good, right? So just let's say what we can do is that these are the main headings. So we can just make it bold or something. We can just click on something, then either you can click control, then click everything, or else you can just click on the first one, click on shift, and then the last one, sell price. So everything got selected. Now we can go to home. You can click on bold, italic. Fine, you can just increase the font size here. Here you can see here increase font size. Let's say I'll increase it to 14 or something, and then you can adjust these cells like this, or you can just double click on it to auto adjust this size. Double click. Okay, also double click. Okay, you can find all this. Okay, next let's see how we can add some colors to it. Again, I'll select this and I'll just use this text color. Let's say I want to make this blue. I know, let's say I'll put it red. Yeah, red looks good. Okay, so now I'll just again double click on it. Okay, let's say discount. Okay, yeah, so we can change it like this. If we want to change that cell inside color, again we'll do that, and this will fill the color. Okay, let's say I want some light color. I like, let's say this one, gold, accent lighter 80%. Yeah, it's good. Now I want to change this as well. I'll change the font color, something Calibri I don't like. Let's say let's put it something like Algerian, or maybe I'll go with Arial. Is there? Yeah, Arial is there. You can type it also, just click on enter and it goes to Arial. Okay, you can change it here itself, or else if you select this, it will automatically pop up here in the last. If you select anything here, you can see you can just increase the size or something, change. You want to change the color here itself. Let's say I want to make something like green, and I want to make the inside color as something like, yeah, this, maybe this one, or maybe you can just go to more colors here and you can choose as much color you want, or else you can go to custom as well. If you want maybe this color or something, maybe something lighter like this, and then you can click OK. That's it, it's done. Okay, so this is how you can do. Next, what else you can do here? You can also align this. Let's say these all are left aligned, so you can just select everything, or you can press Ctrl A for everything if you want to select. Okay, let's say I want to select this much. I'll just click on first one and then click on shift and the last one. This all will be getting selected. You can click on this center, so this will all come into center. This is also, they will come to middle portion. Okay, so this is how you can align this. Next, if you want to add some kind of border or something, if you do feel like, let's say I'll use this one. This is bottom border, this is right border, left border, top border. So let's say I want thick outside border. Okay, you can see. And if I want to add some inside borders or something, all borders is fine. Yeah, see, all the borders are done. Okay. Next, what else we have here? um, you can select all these and check if we have something here. We can also use this format painter. Let's say I want this to be exactly like this, then I can just click on manufacturing price. Let's say this $7, I want to, this cell I want to replicate the exact design and theme put in here. So I'll click this one, the first one. I'll click on the format painter here, so it will copy this format, and then if I click on 7, let's say I want to 5, I click on just 5, that's it. Everything will be copied, the size, text, design, color, everything will be changed. And if you want to go back, then definitely you can click on Ctrl Z. It's save here every time. That's it. So I think that's all basic things we need to learn here. And next I will be moving to the subtotal. Okay, in the subtotal, it's a very important function. Let me first go to the filter before coming to subtotal, because subtotal works with filter one. Okay, I'll be starting with the filter. So I have written some kind of basic data, like which month, how many days, season, if you like it or okayish, or you hate it, something. Okay, so how to use a filter. Okay, so there's a lot of data, right? We never like all the data. Let's say I want to know that which months I like. Okay, let's say I like, right? So what I'll do is that I'll select all these headings here, the first, and then I'll go to data, then I'll create filter. That's it. Or else I can also use Control Shift and L. Okay, let's use that one also, Control Shift L. Okay. Yeah, fine. So here you can see this filter symbol came up. Okay, now what we can do, let's say I want to know that which months I like. Just as I said, I can just click on select all, and then let's say I want to see this likes. I can click on OK. That's it. See, now everything was hidden which I don't like. Okay, everything which was under the section of OK or hate, it was inside this. See, this 10, 11, 12 are hidden here. After 9 I can see 13 serial number. Okay, now this month I like. I can also change this. Again, click on this. I can just uncheck. Let's say I want to know what all the months I hate. See, there are 4 months that I hate. Again, it automatically changes. Okay, so similarly I can do this as well. Let's say else clear filter, and then I want to know that what are the winter seasons. Okay, I'll uncheck all and then winter. Okay, that's it. There are 3 winter. Let's say it's just a random data anyway, right? Again, I'll just clear the filter, and let's say I want to know how many 31 days are there. 31 days. I'll uncheck the rest too. That's it, 31. And let's say I want to know about 28 days. I guess only one will be appearing, February. Yep. Okay, so now I'll be clearing out. So these are the basic things we can use in filter. Now let's come to the subtotal. Okay, in the subtotal we have, let's say I have added apple, banana, orange, guava, grapes. We have added the number of quantity that I'm purchasing, the price per kg. Let's say it's quantity per kg. Okay, sorry, in kg. I'll make this in brackets. And okay, so this much kg I'm buying, and the price per kg is price per kg, and the amount is the total price that I have to pay for buying apple. Okay. Similar thing I have done is that I have just clicked on, let me do that again here to explain. I'll just clear this contents like this, clear contents. Okay, so how am I supposed to calculate the amount? quantity into price per kg into how many kgs I brought. So I'll just click on it, amount equal to this cell into this cell. I'll just click on it and enter. That's it. 80 into 10, 800. Next, I'll just double click on it, or else I can simply drag it down like this. It will automatically calculate for all these other functions as well. Okay. You double click on this, you can see it's this into this. Okay, so amount is done. Now let's say I want to calculate the total sum, how many kgs I brought. Okay, let's say how many kgs I brought. So what I'll do, equal to, I can do sum. Okay, sum, then I'll select all these numbers. Okay, B2, then to B6, then I'll close this bracket, I'll click on enter. So total this much kg I am bringing from the market. How much amount I am bringing? That's the same way, equal to sum, bracket starts, I'll select all these cells, then I'll close the bracket, enter. So I'm paying 5,700 rupees all total. Okay, so let's say I want to know that without banana how much kgs I'm buying or how much amount I have to spend. Let's say I'm out of budget or something. Okay, so let's say I want to decrease this grapes budget. I don't need grapes. Okay, so let's say I'll put the filter thing, as I've already said. You have to click on data, then click on filter. Okay, so when I'm deleting this, let's say grapes, let's say grapes. Okay, now see, the amount is still coming, the quantity is still coming as 115, but here you can see it's 40, 30 and 10. It's like 80. It should be 80, right? So this sum, here the subtotal comes into play. Okay, so in this filter the normal sum function doesn't work, so we'll click on Ctrl Z, and then we'll be using the sum total function. Okay, equal to sum, I'll be using sum total, sorry subtotal. Okay, subtotal, and then I'll be getting so many options here that which function I want to use. Let's say I want to take the max of it or main of it, count the number of values here. I'll be using the sum one here, 9. Okay, either I can use 9 or I can use double click here. Okay, now I want to do the references, like which all cells I'll be selecting. So I'll be selecting all these cells, and then I'll close the bracket and enter. That's it. The same thing you can copy here, or we can do it again as well. Equal to subtotal, I'll double click on it, then I need 9. 9 is sum, I can just type 9 also, then comma, and then again I'll be selecting the range, this to this cell, close it, enter. Okay, so now the value is same, right? So now if I don't want to go with guava, let's say I'm doing a fruit juice and someone doesn't like guava, I don't need to buy that. So I'll click on, let's say, guava, uncheck. Okay, now you can see I'm getting 85 and the amount is also adjusted. Okay, so subtotal is very much essential if we are filtering the value, so it's definitely better than the sum function. Okay, so now let's move to we have already completed view option, we have completed the formatting, we have completed subtotal and filter. We'll be going with hyperlink. This is a very interesting concept. I have already done a couple of things here. I'll be explaining you again. Let's say this one. Okay, so my Facebook is written here. If I'm clicking here, it will be directly going to the my Facebook tab. Okay, right? So this is the power of hyperlinks. Okay, it will just take you to the different links, maybe in the Excel sheet or maybe some web series. Okay, so first how you can do that? Let's say I'll cut it. I'll make a fresh one. Okay, let's say here I'm writing FB, my FB, let's say. Okay, my FB. Okay, all you have to do is that right click, then click on link. Okay, in link you can click on, let's say, This is a text to display. Okay, this will be my Facebook, FB, or Fbook. Let's say Fbook. This is a screen tip, like what it will be showing in the screen for me. Wanna visit my Facebook? Okay, I'll also add a question mark here, and then in the address part you can click on Facebook address. Let's say Facebook. I'll just copy my address here, copy, and then I'll be pasting it here in the address section. Okay, Control V. Okay, I need to click on OK. That's it, it's done. Now if you hover around it, it will show you wanna visit my FB. If you just click on it, it will directly take you to this section. It's my Facebook. Okay, right? So this is how you can use hyperlinks. This is the interesting one. I'll show you the demo of it. If you just click on it, see it's showing click to send email. I'll just click on it. It will automatically open up my email and it will automatically show whom I'm sending from. Everything is there, subject is there. I just have to write something and then I have to click on send. That's it. Easy, right? Let's see how we can make it. Okay, so I'll just make it again here. Email my teacher, let's say. Here again right click, then I can click on link. Here I'll be using email address section here. Okay, the email address, let's say I'm doing let's say Saurav, say saurav@gmail.com. subjects, hey Saurav, nice lecture. Okay, and now what we can do is that you can click on the screen tip. You can see mail to Saurav. Okay, click on OK. Okay, that's it, it's done, it's ready. If you click on it, it will directly open up the mail. I'll close the mail also. Yeah, click on mail. See, if I'm clicking on it, it will automatically open mail. It will go to saurav@gmail.com. Oh sorry, that's what my mistake is. I'll do it again. Discard how you can do it again. Let's see. You have to go here, then right click. There will be option edit hyperlink. Okay, so I have done a mistake here. It's .com. Okay, that's it. Okay, and then if I'm clicking it, it will automatically come to this saurav@gmail.com, and then I have to send something, right, and send. That's it. Okay, easy one. Okay, so now it's done. Now there is a hyperlink function as well. Like this I have done. I have written something here and I have added something, the link here. Now it doesn't look good, right? The whole link is there. It's eating up so many cells. Let's say it starts from B ending at F or even G something. So what we can do is that we can minimize all this. Okay, so there's a great function in Excel, hyperlink function. Okay, let's say I'll do it here. Equal to let's say I've already done here also. See, it's showing the exact this link I have attached to this one and made this a hyperlink. Okay, see, this exact link is put here. How we can do it? We'll be using the hyperlink function equal to hyperlink. Double click on it. Sorry. Yeah, now it's asking link location. Okay, link location is, let's say, this one. Okay, Facebook, this, and then I'll put comma, then friendly name, any name you can give. Let's say I'm using this FB, simple FB, close, enter. That's it. So now it become FB. If I click on it, I'll be definitely visiting to that place. Done. Okay, so we can merge this and make it so simple like this. Okay, as you just click on it, it will automatically open the LinkedIn for you. Okay, cool. So now this is the chat option. I have prepared this as well. You can also use in shapes. You can go to insert, illustration. You can use any icons or shape here. Let's say I want to do this shape, and here I'll be using the link here. link. Let's say I can use the email thing, I can use any place in the document to be showing this as well. Let's say this I've already prepared, I'm just showing you. If I click on it, it will see what it's showing. I want to know my password protection, so this will actually redirect me to the password protection sheet. Okay, right? Let's see. Okay, I have a long video here. If you click on it, then it automatically goes to the password protection here, this tab. We were in hyperlink. Okay, so how you can do it, you can just click on link here, then place in this document, just click on, let's say I want to go to filter. Okay, and I'll use wanna go to filter page, clicking on OK, and I'll directly go to filter page. See, filter page. Okay, also if I want to go to this also, let's say E9 cell, that is also possible. I just need to edit this link here. I can do, let's say E9, that's it. I click on OK and it will put me in E9 section. See, E9. Okay, cool. So this is a chart. The similar thing I have done in the chart. How you can do it, you can have to go to insert, then illustration, icons. You can choose any of the icons. You can even search here, let's say charts. Okay, this chart you can use, insert chart. You can minimize it or do something. Then you have to click on it, then link. Let's say I want to go to chat demo section. Okay, that's it. Now if you click on it, it will move to the chat section. See, I have prepared a chat demo like name, scores, and I have prepared a graph for it. Okay, so all these things comes under this hyperlink. Now let's next go to the I guess everything is completed on the password protection and safe video is there. Okay, so a lot of time you want your Excel to be very safe, so that none of the other people, if they have the file also, they can't access. Okay, because there are a lot of confidential things, like let's say these are my stock values. I have 50,000 stocks, I have mutual funds 3 lakh, I have a couple of important information about my house, how many cars I own, all this thing. I don't want this to be seen by anyone. Okay, so simple thing what I'll do is that I'll protect this sheet. Simple. Okay, right click on protect sheet, and then let's say I don't want anyone to change these things. Okay, I'll just click on this. I'll put some password. Let's say I'll use some strongest password, 1 2 3. Okay, this is one of the very strongest password used by everyone. 1 2 3. You have to re-enter and confirm the password, and trust me, if you use this password, there is no way you can recover this file. Okay, so make sure that you note this down in a proper way. Okay, that's it. Now you can't, it will say that it's, you need to change this. It's a protected sheet and you can't do anything here. Okay, right? Then again you can right click on it, unprotect sheet. It will ask for the password. You will put the strongest password, 1 2 3, and that's it. Now you can change the values. Okay, you can also protect the sheet as well. You can go to this file, then you can go to info, you can click on protect workbook. This whole setup will be also saved. Okay, let's say you want to encrypt with a password, you can do that as well. You can protect the current sheet, workbook, restrict access. You can add a digital signature so that it will be known that you have done this. Okay, mark as final if you want to know everyone that is the final document you are showing. Okay, always open and read only. Let's encrypted password, I want to put ABC, let's say. Okay, again ABC. If I forget it, there is no way I'm getting it back. Okay, and I have to save this also before implementing this. Control S, I have saved it. If I want to open it again, it will ask me for the password. There is no way I can use this without this password. Let's say I'll put 1 2 3. See, okay, so I can't use this anymore unless I put the right password, which is ABC. Okay, now it opened. I can also use this. Okay, let's move to the section. Yeah, now I can use it, edit it, whatever I want. Okay, Next, the last one, it's one of the important one that will be helping you a lot. Like there are a lot of raw data I copied from somewhere, I don't know. So let's say these are coming like this because it's a bigger value, and if you just do that, and it will be fine. Okay, right. So there are a lot of data here, and let's say you want to print it or save as PDF, whatever. So you have to click on Control P. Now you can see everything is here, but let's say you want to grid lines. You want it's because you like it, maybe. Okay. So for that, what we'll be doing is that we'll be going to page layout, I guess. Yeah, grid lines print, as I've already said in the first. Also you need the headings as well, because you need these ABCD things as well. Okay, now we'll be using Control P. See, you can see everything. You can see the grid lines also, right? Now I don't like this to be in 2 pages. This will be printed or saved in 2 pages, right? You can see 2 pages. Okay, so you can use various changes here. Let's say you can do landscape orientation so that it will look good. Okay, but after that also we have some things here as well. Okay, so what we can do is that there are normal margins, right? These are the margins. So if you decrease this margin also, there is a chance that they will come in the first page. Okay, now I'll use it narrow, or I can use any of the custom layout also in narrow. Okay, now it's adjusted, but still I'm missing 3 columns here. Now what I'll do is that no scaling is here. I'll do fit into one page, so then it will be adjusted. It will be into the one page only. See, now page 1 of 1, everything is in one page only. Okay, now you can print it out, or you can save as PDF, anything you can do with it. Okay, right. So that's all about this lecture. So I hope you are clear with all the basic functions, and you knew about all these things I've mentioned, like formatting, subtotal, hyperlink, and the how to use the filter option, the password protection, which is really important, and finally the save as PDF or the print option. Okay, so I hope this was helpful, and thank you all for listening and being a patient audience. Thank you all.